Woo! Woo! What's up, Aaron? How's it going? Long time no see.
Am I back in the office? Is this real? Is the podcast back?
Some are saying it's back for off-season protocol. We took a nice sabbatical, a nice vacation, if you will. We soaked up the Super Bowl. We frenzied during free agency,
We did.
and we were. I can't think of some of the rhyme with draft, and it's escaping me right now.
Surviving the draft on rafts.
Yes, for a second I was
Yeah.
going to be like depressed during the draft, but I was like, I really liked my draft, so I thought it was a good one. So I'm not going to rhyme it with that. But anyway, yeah, no holding this episode for the folks at home. Unfortunately, he's having a chicken emergency. Sorry about holding his chickens. That really sucks.
R.I.P.
RIP to Egg McBuffin. I'm trying to remember the other names. Dude, that's actually the name of one of them. That was the first one I think that died, too.
No.
It was actually hilarious. Holden's sister-in-law, Lindsay's sister, made a touching tribute to the chicken, and I'm like, dang, I kind of want to put this on the Partially Biased Insta and be like, yo, like gone but not forgotten.
R.I.P.
But
One of our executive producers.
Oh, dang it. Gosh, you're good. Dude, this is why you're on the pod, for sure.
That's the reason.
Nah, not a many. It's just one of many. Dude, hey, I love it, you know? That's media, baby. That's showbiz.
Watch, we're gonna be like Mark Wahlberg and The Rock. We're Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Nah, Mark Wahlberg and The Rock. No offense, I don't want to be Kevin Hart. He's short. I'll get that out right now.
I'll be Kevin Hart. I'll be
4'9". He do be quite wealthy. He's not 4'9".
No, that's
5'2". I don't know.
no, dude. He's actually 6 foot. They just knock him down a peg.
Dang, dude, these CGI is getting out of hand these days.
Dude, I swear.
But anyway, let's get to some football. New show format. We're going to try to keep it to around 30 minutes. I'm actually setting a freaking timer so that way we stay to it. We may not wrap exactly at 30, but when that goes off, that's when we're going to wrap. We're going to actually have some more structure added to this for these off-season episodes and going forward.
Just so we don't bore you to tears.
Exactly. You know, I get talked to death too sometimes, and I don't want to be on the reciprocal end of that. So we got Super Bowl recap, a little free agency moves for Large and our team, and then a little bit of maybe Pittsburgh and Buffalo draft. We're going to save majority of the draft for when Holden is able to get on here, because I want to hear his thoughts, his feelings, and I don't want to repeat myself twice unless I do. So, Aaron, what did you think of that bowl, man? I mean, it's been a minute,
dude.
So like, I'm scrambling.
So like, RIP to all of the parlays that we put together. RIP
it was not a good gambling Super Bowl.
The Eagles, which by the way, the Eagles, I feel like, I mean, look, Patrick Mahomes, I said it. Patrick Mahomes has to have the game of his life.
He did.
In order to win this. And
he was that dude.
Low and be freaking hold. Dude, on one leg.
One leg.
He even got it re-hurt. I forget who tackled him and hurt it, but like he just came out of the game like, oh, it hurts so bad, and then they just injected him with all the NFL serum that they give him. And
like, this is morphine.
Take the blue pill, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, he pulled it out. You know, kudos to the Kansas City Chiefs on another Super Bowl in the last 5 years. It's truly a remarkable feat.
Frick him, dude. Can't stand him.
You know, Eagles, get them next time. You know, Howie Roseman's still a magician, so we'll see how that turns out.
Eagles are coming back. That's all I'm saying.
Like, I would be surprised if they didn't repeat.
Like, I don't know. And like, we'll get into it more. Like, some of this episode probably more next, but it's just like the way they retooled. I'm excited. I think that they are going to be a very tough team to beat. I mean, the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. I think as long as they have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce, it's like they're going to find a way to make it happen. I think the thing I was most impressed by them was how they figured out their run game. You got a 7th-round rookie putting up that kind of yardage, and it's just like,
yes, Pacheco,
it pisses me off.
dude.
It pisses me off because I'm like, how do the Bills not do that? Like, how do we got James Cook in the second, and you're telling me like Pacheco is more effective? I'm like, is it the line? What is it?
I know they were talking about his size and speed, and like I don't know if you watched any of the pre-draft stuff for last year's prospects, but like they were talking about him being a big ball carrier, like, you know, almost like a Latavius Murray, or like, you know, something along the lines of like a 220 back that's also, you know, not too tall for the position. And yeah, I mean, he has speed, dude. The speed was incredible, and he was able to get hit and keep going. Like, kudos to him. I
Dude,
mean,
he was able
that's
to get skinny. I would see him like slide through like the smallest spaces. I was like, this dude's just narrow. He just knows how to hide behind this line. A little Le'Veon Bell-esque of really just like, I'm gonna hide behind these big bodies and I'm gonna wait for a hole and then I'm gonna hit it. And if I don't like
yeah,
it, I'm gonna wait for something else. Like,
is incredible, especially for a rookie. So
dude, I can't stand it. Dude, I will say, the Kelsey's mom, I don't know, like we're
oh
definitely digging
yeah,
deep now, but that was beautiful. I found it so funny and like nice how the NFL brought her on to announce, Philadelphia and then Kansas City's pick,
yeah,
because she's the mom of both their sons. I'm like, golly, this is a PR dream.
yeah,
Like
easily.
put her on the Campbell Soup ad like Donovan McNabb's mom.
The Chef
Like,
Boyardee. Like, what do you
yeah,
want
just
for dinner?
boys. Yeah. It's just
Ravioli.
especially because I feel like the Kelsey brothers could not be more different. Like I feel like
Yeah,
Travis really is this player, like or whatever, or something, and then like Travis just or Jason is just like the family man,
and
like family country boy.
yep, yep. And he's funny because he's like kind of reserved, but he also has those moments where he like spurts out with personality.
Yeah,
It's
it's
really
like little
nice.
things that just get him going. It's
Now, I
hilarious.
will say one last thing on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Holden call? And then after that, what did you think of Juju talking shit to AJ Brown after the game, being like, "Fuck you guys, I still got my ring." Like,
I mean, honestly, that's valid for Juju. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't even think he did something, but hey, he got a ring. Like, I'm just saying, like, that's something that not a lot of people get. You'll have some guys who I think, like, what does it, get rings just for being, I won't say bench warmers or backups or et
shady,
cetera.
Shady McCoy.
Hey, whoa. I will not have any Shady McCoy slander on this pod. That dude stands Buffalo, even though I thought he was overrated when he was with us, and we don't have to go into that.
Guy talked a
But
lot of smack for only getting rings with complimentary roles. That's all I'm saying.
hey, he still contributed.
That's
All right,
true.
he's
That's
still,
true.
I picked up a
Still,
first down here or there, a little pass pro. I don't know.
I guess.
Something. As for the PI call, I'm scraping my head on that. I probably would have had a little bit more. Refresh me real quick.
Well, it was a holding call. I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was a PI, but it was still like. I mean, he grabbed the back of the jersey,
Oh yeah,
and
at the end
and
of the
it.
game for them to score and win it. No, dude, I thought that was. Yeah, I remember talking about some of my coworkers. Dude, it just. I think at that big of a game, you can't let it go to a penalty.
You can't call it. You can't call it.
can't. Like you gotta let that go. Like I almost want to compare it to like NBA playoffs, where like for anyone who watches the NBA, it's like defense during the regular season is atrocious. Like refs will call pretty much anything ticky tacky just to get them to the line. But then when playoffs happen, it's like they let them play a little more physical. They
Yeah.
don't call as much. Like they let them actually play. And like in the Super Bowl, it's like if it's an iffy call, unless it's blatant, like he's tackling. I'm trying to think of that playoff game when I think it was like the Saints or was it the Rams DB completely
Oh, yeah.
obliterated.
Yeah,
and it was
that
blatant
PI call?
Yeah, that you call.
And it didn't get called. Like,
Yeah, and then this one, I'm like, oh come on, his hand's barely on his waist. I was like, especially because that was like second down too or something. It
Yeah,
wasn't even
or
like
it's-
the last play of the game.
no, and it was like something that they easily could have made up. But the fact of the matter is that was like it was like 2nd and 5. It gave
Yeah.
them all the necessary yardage to put them on the 15 or 10, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're not gonna let the league's best defense play a little hands-on
Yes.
just because of the very last game of the season. Like it almost makes it feel
Yeah.
like Vegas played a hand in this sort of stuff. It's like,
Dude,
are you
maybe or NFL scriptwriters got it wrong.
see in this? I'll do one last point, at least for officiating.
Yeah, dude.
I think the Super Bowl, just the Super Bowl, needs to
Mhm.
have XFL type transparency on calls
I love that. Well,
because
yeah.
you have these debates and they're all talking points, but man, if you got to hear every single word that came out of those guys' mouths to
Mhm.
get the call, I feel like there'd be a lot more understanding. There wouldn't be so much ridicule on the refereeing and officiating altogether. Besides the fact that you could just add the transparency to every game, and then you have full on. You can't mess that up. You can't mess it up. So it's like
I agree. And trying to wrap on this, I guess, but I'm trying to remember the breakdown of it. But I thought there was a situation where it was like, oh, like Philly will have a chance like to go down and score or whatever, where it was like, oh, Kansas City will get a field goal here to tie, and like Philly can try and like march down and like win it. And that's how this should be. Like, because I think they would have like 40 seconds or something like that and some timeouts. I'm like, make them have a drive. Like, and that's how everyone on the edge of their seat. And I was like, dang, like this could have been an all-time classic Super Bowl, regardless of who won. And it just felt like it was ripped away from us and scripted a little. And that's that. I think that's what pisses me off. I think I really just blocked that out as just being so mediocre that I was like, okay, whatever. So
Yeah.
but
It's just like, all right, not my team, I guess.
Good
Yeah.
commercials I remember though. I never remember which one specifically, but like always love the commercials.
Yeah, I couldn't remember them now, honestly.
Whatever. That's
Yeah.
advertising, man. You pay $5 million for 30 seconds and no one remembers you. Except
Exactly.
I really could go for a Bud Light. No.
Oh!
No. Shit, I forgot about that.
Who
Not
gives
that
a
it
fuck?
matters.
Anyways,
yeah, exactly, right? It's like, I'll stop drinking it when they stop making it. How about that?
Beer's beer. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, you want to move on to some free agency?
Let's do it.
Dude, real quick,
it.
we're gonna have a new sponsor. It's gonna be Sour Patch Kids. That's the sponsor. I've been munching on these since Easter. Gosh, I forgot how much of a sweet tooth I used to have for these. Dude, I remember in middle school, like going through like puberty or whatever, bro. I used to get the giant bag at Walmart.
Yes, the 3-pound bag.
I used to hammer through those like no one's business, just watching TV, just munching the whole time, dude. And then like the giant thing of Gatorade. Like
Oh my god.
Dude, what an awful combination, dude. Like my mouth was just raw from the citric acid.
I remember like if you put too many or like if you ate too many, your tongue would just go numb.
Yeah, like,
It burns, but it tastes so good.
I love it. Yeah, dude. But what was sticking out to you in all this? I know, like, especially with the draft ended, like we're kind of through that. Like we're getting some key ones, like still signed here or there. But there were some big names this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, the first one that comes to mind would be the Bears swapping the number 1 pick with. I mean, just getting DJ Moore. I mean, that gives Justin Fields a number 1 finally. Yeah. That gives him the chance to open up the field and actually throw the ball, so he doesn't turn into Lamar 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think it's a great trade for them, especially value wise. And then for Carolina on the opposite end of that. I guess they got their guy in the draft. I hope that he pans out. I think it was a pretty steep bill to pay just to get the number 1. But if you're both kind of rebuilding teams and you're trying to get something established, the number 1 overall or number 1 wide receiver option for Justin Field is good.
Dude, Carolina sold the farm for that, and like I don't want to get too much in the draft stuff, but I think Bryce Young's maybe a tad overrated. Great accuracy. I think it's his greatest thing is like he has great pinpoint accuracy, pretty good arm strength, but I do think he is a smaller guy. I do think he's a skinnier guy, and I think if you cannot protect him and put talent around him, then it's a steep uphill battle. I think year 1's going to be rough for him. I don't even know who's on that Carolina team. Like Tucker Hoffman's going to have to help us out with that one because I have no clue, and I don't feel like scraping through the barrel to see like, maybe this guy will be something.
Adam Thielen was a big name for them.
Oh yeah,
I mean, aging wide receiver, not DJ Moore. So like,
Nope, a little bit of injury history, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I will say for Chicago, if this season goes well for them, don't be surprised if their GM gets exec of the year.
Oh yeah.
Right. Great blockbuster trade. Someone I wish they would have taken. I wish they would have taken that Texas running back, Bijan Robinson.
Bijan, yeah.
Dude, I thought that'd be a nice pairing, but like also, I forgot who they got. We'll go over that later, but yeah, I thought that would have been nice to get a stud running back in there for him.
I think Bijan actually got. Yeah, exactly. I think Bijan got taken a pick before them by Atlanta at number 8.
Dude, what's Atlanta thinking?
When is Atlanta ever thinking straight, dude? The post pick call, like with that head coach, like it was so awkward.
Really?
It was so awkward. He was like, "Hey man, ready to be an Atlanta Falcon?" And he's like, "Yes sir, ready to go." And he's like, "We're gonna be happy to have you."
He's like, I would have loved a quarterback, a wide receiver, offensive line, or a defense.
It sounds like it wasn't his choice.
Which weird how that happens. That like relationship between GM and head coach. Yeah, like.
Well, you gotta pick one that's good for the team, and the guy that knows the scheme should pick his own players. Like that's why, Look, the GM is going to get most of the blowback by it, but I mean,
Hmm.
like, if the guy doesn't fit the scheme when you draft him, even the coach can sit there and grimace and be like, all right, I guess I got to fit this guy in somewhere. So,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I don't hate to see it because I'm not big on Atlanta. I think their
Hmm.
fans are still a little cocky. Like, but
You betting they're under again that season?
I probably will. Well, that division sucks so bad.
If Pitts can stay healthy, I don't know.
I, I mean, what NFC South? Like, nah, dude. Like,
It's their goal to stay
Carolina's gonna be pretty
mediocre.
bad. What is it? I don't even know who the starting quarterback is for the Bucks. Like,
Um,
okay, NFC. Like, I hate to say the Saints are somehow the favorite in that division with David Carr.
didn't Baker get signed by
Oh,
the
he
Bucks?
did. Yeah, I do like that move. I
Yeah.
mean,
And then it's Trask after him. Kyle Trask.
yes, I was thinking of Kyle Trask. I forgot the big move, but it's just, that's a good free agent move.
I mean, Baker's suitable to hold things together. I mean, at least with the Rams, he had that one game where he didn't even know where the bathroom is and still won against
Well, dude,
the
and he beat
Bucks,
the
if I'm not
Broncos. I
mistaken.
mean, a bad Broncos team, but a great defense though, and
Uh,
whooped them big. Like I think they can still do something in the right scenario with the right coach and the right tools.
oh my
Mike Evans is
gosh.
still a stud. If he gets a healthy Chris Godwin, that's great.
Yeah,
Probably not gonna have a run game.
yeah.
Defense isn't bad. Like, whoa. Oh.
We'll see. We'll see. I think another one that stuck out to me.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess we can just go ahead and say it. I mean, Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets. It's got to be one of
Dude,
the biggest stories finally
freaking
happening.
Aaron Rodgers, dude.
Dude, tell me how it
Freaking
feels to have the East be so fucking crowded with good players.
dude. The thing is, like, I feel I've been like the Jets' biggest advocate, like this, like all last season, even the offseason. After the draft last year, I was like, yo, they had a great draft. I was like, I
Yeah,
loved their draft. I
yeah.
love their
Sauce and
head
Wilson.
coach. Yeah, like Robert Sala is just like a good like bring your lunch pail, like blue collar guy, like hard
Yeah.
nose, like I love it. I was like, they just need elite quarterback talent, and like I just hate Aaron Rodgers because like he got what he wanted. He's the highest paid player on a team just surrounded by young talent. And I'm like, dude, how did you not realize this sooner?
I
Like,
mean,
it's so dumb. It's
I just
just dumb.
I think him getting what he wanted is kind of arbitrary at this point because I think Green Bay really wasn't trying to build that kind of team with him being top heavy on offense and kind of lacking on defense, and that's why they got the cornerback
Bro, Jair Alexander,
yeah, Jair. That's why they got him in the
he's all
draft
right.
before like getting him a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like, now even with like how Green Bay ended up, I mean, Green Bay is not going to be leading that division anymore.
I hope not.
But I mean,
I
for
mean,
what
it
it's
shouldn't.
worth,
I mean, when Jordan Love was coming out of the draft, I was a fan personally. It's just kind of weird. Like, part of me is like, dang, like he sat on the bench. He probably knows LaFleur's structure.
maybe.
Like, can he fumble his way through it? But then it's just like, it's kind of like a reinvention of the same problem. Where are the weapons? Who is he supposed to throw to?
No
We have,
Alan Lazard anymore.
mm-mm.
Like you
Like
got you
what,
got
Robert Tanyan if he's still there? Like,
Tanyan and then the rookie they picked up last season.
oh yeah, that kid wasn't bad. I forgot his name. Doesn't
He was
matter.
alright. Number 9, that one.
Yeah. Watkins?
But
That's not it.
no,
No, something. He was big in fantasy, but he was big to
Watson.
go.
Watson, right? Yeah.
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 Look, still got it. Still got
90%, 90% it's
like
Watson.
a steel trap.
Something like that.
Something like that guy.
But the Jets, I think the Jets are easily like a top 10 team now. I think they're going to compete for a top playoff spot underneath the
I think they're a playoff
Bills.
team. I think you can easily say they're a playoff team. I think they will contend for the division. Just like in my heart of hearts, I think more that I just hate Aaron Rodgers more than I dislike the Jets. I just hope like it doesn't go well. He like last year, weapons aside, organization aside, was a sign of things of like he ain't beating father time.
No,
Maybe like for 4 or 5 games he'll look good, but then the season will just wear on him, and then the New York media starts to pick him to shreds
I can't
because
wait.
he had it easy in a small market like Green Bay. Like I'd love that. That would,
I
but
think
then
it's going to happen, dude. I think he's
but
going to
then he
come under
still
the
wins because
microscope.
he's gonna get so much money. They found a loophole where they converted his whole salary into just like a big bonus of like $42 million. Like
Jeez.
it's insane. It's
I
insanity.
mean, yeah. I mean, what Oh, dang.
They're
What was
going
I
to be a
gonna say?
playoff team though. But where's their pass rush?
Oh, I mean, Quentin
Just Quentin Williams?
Williams.
That's just one dude though, and like
Nah,
Sauce Connor's a stud.
they got a linebacker in the draft who was pretty high up there on people's draft boards, and
It was
then
kind of a weak linebacking draft, I thought though.
it really was, and the fact that like I think three or four went out in the first round was
Hmm.
ridiculous. But I mean, that kind of like speaks to like how the running backs were last season and the season prior.
Yeah.
But I mean, were there any other like free agency moves that you liked besides those?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to look through it here. I don't know. I'm trying to think some other stuff. Definitely, what is it? Philadelphia re-signing their cornerback, Darius Slay. I thought that was
Hmm.
great. I thought great that they worked that out.
And
Then
he
there's some
almost
other,
left, yeah.
some huge ones. Golly, freaking Aaron Rodgers though. That freaking guy.
Oh,
Damn
Stephon
Jets.
Gilmore going to the Cowboys?
I actually do like that. He actually had a good season on a terrible team, but like he can still play. I
He
hate to
can.
say it, Stephon
He
Gilmore can
can.
still play. Probably still a top 10 corner.
And
Like
I mean, like losing Ezekiel Elliott too. I mean, like that. I think
he
Tony
hasn't gotten
Pollard's
signed anywhere
time to shine.
either.
Dude, I mean, he wasn't good last season.
No, he wasn't. And
Wasn't.
it's weird how the script flipped in about 3-4 years time. It started off like him potentially holding out for a big deal after the rookie contract. Oh, he's at the beach. Then they pay him, and he's never the same as he was those first 2 or 3 years. And then you got this other guy, Tony Pollard, who's pretty electric. And then you have,
He's
okay,
really good.
quote unquote, a two-headed beast, which like I would not be surprised if Ezekiel Elliott's PR firm or like agent had something to do with that narrative getting floated around. And then the last I heard, he was willing to take a pay cut to just stay on the boys. And it's just like they even didn't find value in that. Jerry was like, nah, fool me once, shame
Yeah.
on me. Fool me can't get fooled again.
Yeah, damn right.
Like straight up, dude. Let's see. Orlando Brown to the Bengals. Great. I hate that. He got his ring in frickin' KC, and now he's going to give Joey B. I mean, they need the help. I think Orlando Brown's a touch overrated. That's a little hard for me to say as like an OU guy because he played there, but nah, I think it's just a hair overrated, but that definitely is a need. Like for the Bengals, you got to protect the franchise. So I'm definitely into that.
I mean, it's a complete revolving door of Lyle Collins, though. Lyle Collins leaving off of his contract, which was pretty big, and then they got rid of him because he got hurt the first couple games, like just wasn't consistent. And I mean, replacing him with an All-Pro Super Bowl tackle, it's obviously a huge landing, at least for $64 million for 4 years. And a 31 million signing bonus. That's insane.
I mean, he better anchor down that, was it left tackle? Like, he better anchor down that spot.
It's not going to fucking matter because the Steelers are going to play the shit out of him.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I think those are the biggest.
His name, dude.
I mean, so I want to see the Steelers defense be so much better here. I don't want to get too caught up on the Steelers stuff, dude. I could talk about that for days. I will say one last move on the East: Jalen Ramsey going to the Dolphins. I was just about to bring that
up, guy. Low key on paper, it looks like the greatest move in the world. I will say, week one, the Bills and Stephon Diggs in particular burned him for like 150 yards and 2 TDs. So you tell me how good of a side I am, and I'm not, dude. Like, I hate how good Miami got so quickly. I think that's what really irks me. I still don't really believe in Tua. I don't like their head coach. I think they're a shady organization, which is how they've done like certain operational things and treatments of
tampering.
Yeah, tampering. How they handled Tua's health and everything. Like, I think that was awful. Like, total bullshit. Yeah,
that sucks for Tua. I hope he still ends up playing decent.
I hope so too, because I think I saw something recently that came out that was like he was this close to retiring, like for his health, or like he legit, I think, said, "I'm one more concussion away from calling it a career."
I don't blame him. 5 in one season.
I don't know if it was 5, but it was a lot. I was like, yo, someone who's been concussed like a handful of times, like you want those separated at the very least. You don't want multiple. You absolutely do not want multiple in a short time span.
Yeah.
Like, especially with a neurological thing and whatever, I'm like, that would have been it for me. Like, you had your rookie signing bonus. I'm sure you could switch to a coaching thing, run a passing academy in Tuscaloosa. Like, I don't know what to tell you, guy. I'm not too worried about it, but I do like the signing for them. I guess it makes sense. One thing I do really like, Darren Waller to the Giants.
Great move.
I like that.
Great move.
Hopefully he gets back to where it was like 2 seasons ago. But I think if there's anyone who can get him active and get him in a good position, it's Brian Dable, offensive genius.
Yes.
Like,
and I mean, they've needed a tight end ever since Evan Ingram left. And I mean, Danny Dimes
only had like one good season.
Yeah, exactly. And he was hurt most of the time. I mean, fantasy aside, like he was just hurt all the freaking time.
He was also king of the drops. Like, he would get a ton of targets, but he would like drop half of them, and it was like, bud, if you only caught like 2 or 3 more a game, it's like you're having some crazy numbers.
Exactly, and like a bunch of them would have been touchdowns easily. So like it's crazy the flip that he had with Trevor Lawrence on the Jaguars.
Yeah. It was like he was starting to get used correctly. And, like, dude, I think the Jaguars are in such a good position. Like, I liked their draft, too. I mean, it helps that they're in an easy division, right? Like, Texans are going to be pretty bad. They had a weird draft for me.
I don't know. C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson.
Dude, what wide receiver? Brandon Cooks isn't even on there anymore. Got picked up by somebody half decent. I forgot who.
Cowboys.
I love that. That's a great depth signing.
They needed a burner.
I mean,
I don't think they retained. I don't think they retained T.Y. Hilton, so it would have been like a 1-for-1. But like, still, that's pretty good.
T.Y.'s done. Like, he was good for like 5 years, and I think just injuries and age, man. It's like you only get so much in the tank.
He'd be a good mentor to rookies, I feel like.
I think he'd be a good wide receiver too. Yeah, I'm with you on that. But it's like, it's almost at the point where it's like, hey, can you play special teams? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you're not just gonna be on offense. Like, it's like we kind of gotta sell you out a little, bud. But yeah, I think the Jags are in a super great place. To your point, yeah, like Darren Waller, okay, you had to pay Danny Dimes. I hate that contract. I hate that for him. I think he's still not great. But if you have to keep him because there's nothing else in the market, give him a security blanket, give him another weapon, and then like you'll figure it out from there. So I'm fully into that. Let's see. I don't know, dude. I'm intrigued to see what goes on in Tennessee now. I mean, I can't get to the draft there, but Will Levis, whatever. Levis. I don't care.
Mayonnaise coffee.
Dude, friend of the pod, Wilby, when he was on keto, he used to put butter in his coffee, and I was like, you know what? I'd do it. I just love butter like that, but I'm like, how bad could it be?
I mean, I'm sure butter is better than olive oil. Have you seen the Starbucks coffee?
Dude, your brother sent me that. Evan sent me that.
It's like something that's already a natural laxative on top of something.
Another laxative.
It's like people are complaining that they're shitting their pants. It's like, what? What?
Dude, it's like people who you see like smoking a cig and having like black coffee, and I'm like, yo, you're about to have a gnarly bowel movement in a good 20 minutes. Like,
yo, Dolores, prepare the toilets.
But dude, I think Tennessee is gonna be pretty bad. I mean, I thought Derrick Henry was gonna get moved, and now I'm like, okay, no Taylor Lewan. I think
wasn't there something about Derrick Henry maybe signing with the Eagles?
Yeah, that's what I heard. And then on draft day, it's like we had what's his face from Detroit get moved.
Yeah, Swift.
Yeah,
Swift got moved the day after.
Another Georgia Bulldog.
Dude, they're the Philadelphia Bulldogs. Let's be completely honest.
Dude, it's literally just how like Alabama was like not even 10 years ago. Or like, what is it, when like Washington had Clinton Dix, all the Bama defensive linemen.
I mean, their defensive linemen are all still, besides Chase Young, they're all still Bama boys. So.
Dude, who was that crappy safety that they got from the Giants? Holden would know this.
Oh, no, I remember.
I can't remember his name.
Jabril Peppers.
No. He was Michigan.
Jabril Peppers?
Yeah, drafted by the Browns and then traded.
Landon Collins.
Yeah. Another Bama guy. They had like the Washington Crimson Tide, and then that didn't work out.
Imagine that.
Dude, Eagles are going to be scary. I would book it for a Super Bowl appearance.
I would as well.
I think this day.
If we're going to do the way too earlys, Philly has to almost be a lock.
I'm trying to think. Because Niners are great, but quarterback is still a huge question mark. I'm sorry.
Well, there were rumors that Trey Lance was going to get traded during the draft and stuff like that.
Too. That's what they always say. The rumors are rumors. Once upon a time, there was a rumor that like our old GM Doug Whaley was going to ship EJ Manuel for a first-round pick. or for a second, and it never happened because like it was EJ
Honestly,
Manuel. If he had done that, GM of the year, like you got fleeced hard,
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Dude, if you got more than a ham sandwich for him, like, but dude,
yeah.
I don't know. You think Tom Brady's gonna stay retired? Just real quick.
I don't know. I mean, if he's not going to go through with his broadcasting career,
I mean, he's getting paid a boatload for that, and it's weird because I think it's a tentative deal where like no matter what he has to, if he's going to broadcast, it has to be with
yeah.
them. Doesn't matter if he comes out of retirement. It's just like this is what you do now, guy.
I mean, it's just he's been kind of doing this flippy floppy thing where it's like he doesn't want to play, and that's cool, and then he came back, and then I think I want to say that was only because Adam Schefter like broke his retirement before he could, and he was just
Mm,
like, no, fuck you, Shefty, I'm playing again,
you
and
know
then
what?
ended up ruining his marriage. Uh,
Allegedly, Giselle states that it was over before then. I think it was the TB12 method. I think it's because he was holding her to those dietary restrictions as well.
oh gosh, pistachio ice cream.
I like pistachio ice cream. I think that's good. Oh, I'm trying to think what else we want to get into. We got a couple minutes left. I don't know if
Um,
how'd you feel about your first round pick? Let's go with that. How do you feel about them Steelers?
I mean, all right. If we're gonna get into individual draft analysis, let me pull it up
Just,
here.
just just for like the first pick, just your first pick. We got a few minutes left. I don't want to go over this
So
time thing.
Broderick Jones
Yeah,
was
stud.
easily one of the better picks that we could have gotten. Honestly,
Hmm.
Paris Johnson from
Hmm.
Ohio State, and then
Hmm.
I think there was another name on there that was pretty big. But Broderick Jones really fits the scheme, dude. He's a
Yeah,
run blocking, like just
Naj needs some blockers up
machine.
front.
Dude, hope, I hope that the picket fence is forming, not only for
Yes,
Kenny Pickett, but
dude.
for Najee to set some records.
Yeah.
Because that's all he's needed is just a little more time in the hole and just for something to develop. And, hopefully, not just Roger Jones, but the other
Hmm.
guys that we've added on free agency, I think it's going to, I hate that this is rolling out of my mouth, but I think it's going to make Matt Canada's offense look bearable.
You tell that. You tell that to Evan. You tell that
Bearable.
like
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
Evan hates Matt Canada as much as the as all of Steeler Nation
Yeah.
hates him too.
Do you think Matt Canada is like on the chopping block? You think this is a make it or break it year?
Easily. I think
Okay.
we gave Fickner the
Uh-huh.
previous one 2 years.
Oh,
We're gonna give him
the
2 years.
clock.
Okay, so
No,
yeah,
we can wrap up. This will be our last point, and then we can kill it.
yeah. So I think Canada's got this season alone to prove
Yeah.
whether or not he can get these guys assimilated in the right direction,
Hmm.
win more than 9 games, which right now Vegas has the Steelers at 8.5 again. And
I
or
like
they were
that.
7.5 last season, but
Oh, I
screw
took
Holden.
that. Come
Yeah,
on, dude. Tomlin don't lose. He don't have losing
dude.
seasons.
I tried to tell Holden. I
I tried to
tried to
tell him
tell
too.
Ryan. I just, it don't doubt Tomlin though.
The proof is
Don't,
in the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, it's the proof's in the Three Rivers, brother. Come on.
dude. Literally 18 years. You can't freaking beat it.
I was like, look, if anyone can figure this out, it's him. Especially like, I think if Cleveland had Deshaun the whole year, I think it'd be a different story,
16
maybe.
years. Yeah,
Yeah, but I think that really helped, and also Baltimore just falling off a cliff the end of the year. Like
dude.
that helped too. I guess
Love that.
real quick,
Love
since I
that.
talked about your first round, I'm gonna talk about mine. Dude, oh gosh, this sounds so weird. My mother can attest to this because we talk about the draft so much coming up into this. She's a huge Bills fan too. Go figure. And I
Mm,
was like, I think tight end's the answer. I think we find someone who can block
yep.
and who also can like be another pass catcher for Josh. If we can run two tight end sets and get those mismatches on defense, and he
Yes.
just has to like analyze that because he's good at the line of scrimmage and he's good under pressure. I was like, I think that's the ideal situation. And I knew we had a deep tight end draft class. This guy is more of like a receiver than he is a blocker, and that's fine. But apparently he has like a good almost slot feel like Cole Beasley, obviously different body types, but
Mm,
the same like feeling in the sense of like he can find the soft spots in the zone. He just has a good feel of like parking it there and like
mm.
making himself open, like or
Cool.
getting open. So
You think he's going to be a big red zone target?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's like 6'4", like 6'5". Like he is a taller guy. He is a guy that like I think corners and safeties are going to be too small for him, and I think he's going to be faster or shifty enough for most coverage linebackers to not be able to stick with him.
Shifty.
We're not talking about shiftiness. I will not talk about shiftiness. I do like Sam Howell. It's just I need
We
to
don't
see
have to
more.
go there.
I need
We
to
don't
see
have
more.
to go there.
I will admit to it, or like say he's as shifty as Josh Allen if he rushes for at least like 500 or 800 yards. Maybe five. 5 for a quarterback is still a lot.
Yeah.
But I need to see the shiftiness on display, and like we'll get into that quarterback situation next time because I don't know about you, I have my doubts.
What?
This has to be a make or break year for Riverboat Ron. It has to. Like, I'm sorry. You only get so many chances, especially how they ended last season where they could have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
for the fans at home, that draft pick Sean's talking about is Dalton Kincaid from Utah.
Dalton Kincaid from Utah.
Yeah.
Only played 1 year of the high school football. He was on a national championship winning AAU basketball team, though. How about that? So he's athletic.
Okay.
All right, fun fact. One more Cole Beasley connection with them. That is what Cole attributed to his ability to get open and also for his off-season like training, like to get in football shape. He was like, yeah, because it's start and stop motion, kind of like football. You're having to get open, like you're moving to get open, like even when you don't have the ball in your hands, you know? So he was like, I would just play pickup basketball for like 4 or 5 hours every day. I was like, yo. So I'm just saying this dude can hoop. He has great hands. He has great athleticism.
This dog.
I'm excited to see it. I thought that was a great pick for what was on the board and what was there when we had to take it. I really love our second round pick too, and we'll get into that more next week. But that's the time. Any last thoughts, Aaron?
I believe that the Steelers will have more than 9 wins.
If you were in the AFC North, I would be fully on that. But like,
I am in the AFC North. We are in the AFC North.
If you weren't, though, Cincinnati's tough. Baltimore, I'm not going to believe the hype because I think OBJ, well, that was a free agent move we didn't talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Overrated.
Injury
18 mil for a guy coming off 2 ACL surgeries.
I also think that's a lot of money to pay a injury-prone quarterback, but I'll keep my comments to myself.
hey, we'll see if you're celebrating if he doesn't play all 16 games.
I mean, dude.
Whoa, Tyler Huntley, a Pro Bowl quarterback. You forget about that.
Oh yeah. Such a threat. Such a dual threat quarterback.
For sure, man. Dude, I'm hyped.
What about you?
I'm just hyped to be back. Like, I think I've been itching to talk some ball. I'm excited for this new format. Like, hopefully, like, I think that's my promise for this next season as, like, on the production side of things, is trying to keep episodes shorter and just more manageable and, like, really sticking to, like, a hard cutoff-ish. Like, I know we went a little bit over what we said 30 minutes, but I think we're definitely under 40, and I will take that as a win.
It's our first time. Got to give us learning curve.
Last thing is, like, hold it. When you hear this, come back, baby. Come back.
Nah, he'll be back and better than ever.
We'll treat you right.
He'll be ready. He'll be ready.
Better, dude. And hopefully his chicken situation gets resolved. Dude,
yes.
That's tough. Those little chickens.
Yeah, you can't be losing chickens in this economy, dude. Eggs are expensive, man. We're about to hit a recession. That's for another podcast.
Don't say that. I don't want that. No, thank you. But anyway, that's for it. Love you guys, and hope you win all your bets.
Yes, sir.